Hello and welcome to an episode of Whine the Podcast, 30 at 6:30, the miniseries. The last time I recorded an episode, it was 2022, 23. I don't know. But I know today is May 16th, 2026, 2:25 a.m. And I don't really want to get into where I've been and all that other stuff. But I'm just going to be honest from the jump. This episode is not coming to you polished. I'm not coming to you healed or inspirational today. And I'm not ready to tell everybody that everything happens for a reason. I'm actually recording today because I'm tired of that. I'm tired of chasing. I'm tired of trying to make everything poetic, everything painful poetic. And I'm tired of trying to make every disappointment a lesson. I'm tired of trying to close every door and to turn it into some kind of divine redirection. I'm tired of looking at the sky. I'm looking at God, looking at the stars, looking at my birth chart, looking at a transit, looking at prayer, looking at a sermon, looking at a horoscope, a quote, anything outside of myself, and asking, what does it mean? Because sometimes, and what I've come to learn at 34, sometimes I don't think that shit means anything. Sometimes I think life is just happening, and sometimes life is happening very badly, like right now. And sometimes you're looking for a meaning because the alternative is accepting that you're in a painful place and nobody is coming with a clean explanation. Today's episode is not about faith, or at least not in a cute, packaged, healed way. This ain't no testimony. It ain't a sermon. It's not an altar call. And it's definitely not me saying I almost gave up, but God stepped in right on time. The stars aligned. This is me asking what happens when you prayed, you cried, you begged, you hoped, believed, waited, watched, tried to decode the signs. You tried to find the lesson. You tried to find the timing, trust the timing, believe in something bigger. And life still felt like it was beating your ass for sport. This is about exhaustion of belief, about all the fear underneath faith. And this is about what happens when belief stops feeling like comfort and starts feeling like mental gymnastics, trying to perform so disappointment don't kill you on impact. This is me saying out loud that maybe for the first time, without apologizing immediately after, maybe I don't believe anymore. Or maybe I'm just tired of using belief to soften the blow of my reality. I wrote something because for the past few weeks, I've been spiraling now more than ever. And I knew immediately that this was it. This was the content. Not because it was pretty, not because it's even theologically sound, not because it's balanced, but it was for the first time in a long time I had been honest. And honesty is ugly before it's useful. So I'll read what I wrote. I said, no, I don't care. God is not real, and I really need to let go of that indoctrinating fear. Because even saying it, the little girl in me is like, ooh, something as bad is going to happen. I'm going to lose my storage or my car's going to die. But I can do what I always do and say, no, God, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm just frustrated and pray and cry and beg for help to absolutely nothing. Then be mad, even worse than before, when all of the bad shit comes to pass. Faith is a disruptor of my reality. And all of this shit is to coddle us, embrace us from the realities awaiting us. Belief in something greater is only to soften the blows of disappointment. I'm on a fucking roll. Belief is the unknown prelude to what will be known. If it's gonna fall to shit, whether I pray to whoever or whatever, it's still gonna be shit waiting on me. Praying and meditating or whatever the bumblefuck only softens the blow of when it doesn't come to pass. Then I can blame it on timing or the wrong ask or something better, a door closed so another can open, when it was just destined for it to be shit. I feel more alive today than I ever have in the middle of this shit. My life is either going to be okay or it's not. There is nothing or anyone can do about it. All I can do is make choices that may or may not help the already destined outcome. This right here, underneath all of the rage that's in me and the exhaustion, is a real question. What if belief is not saving me? What if belief is just helping me tolerate uncertainty? What happens when I no longer want to tolerate the uncertainty with poetry? What happens when I want the truth, even if it's cold? The part that I'm reading back now, God is not real, is not even the hardest part that hits me. It was what happened after. Because the second I said it, that little girl in me flinched. I said, oh my God, you've done it now. You fucked up. Something bad is going to happen. And you're already in the deepest shit that you could be in right now. But that's not faith. That's fear. It's indoctrination. It's punishment theology sitting in my body. It's a child who learned that doubt is dangerous. It's a body, it's a nervous system that learned that God was always listening, but not always lovingly. Because if I say I don't believe, then something bad happens. Parts of me wants to connect the two. I lose my storage and everything in it. That's because you doubted God. My car breaks down. That's because you're arrogant. Money falls through. Job doesn't come. That's because you stop praying. And then what do? I go back and I say, no, God, I'm sorry. I'm just frustrated. Please help me. Please forgive me. Please, please, please. Don't let everything fall apart. And then everything falls apart. It's just how it is now. And I'm more angrier than I was before. Not because I'm just dealing with the bad thing. I'm dealing with the humiliation of begging something silent to stop it. And that's the quiet part nobody wants to say out loud. That's the quiet part that I didn't want to say out loud for years. Unanswered prayer doesn't just hurt because I didn't get what I asked for. It hurts because I was vulnerable into silence. People, pastors, all my whole life, I'm a fucking church kid. Maybe it wasn't the right time. Maybe God had something better. Maybe the answer was no, you're being protected. Just wait on the Lord's timing. And sometimes I'm like, maybe the shit just didn't fucking happen. Maybe the opportunity fell through. Maybe the money didn't come. Maybe the right person didn't show up. Maybe the doors closed. Maybe nobody was moving behind the scenes. Maybe I was just fucking waiting for the inevitable. Maybe I was waiting with faith. Maybe it felt better to have faith than admitting I had no control. I said that faith is a disruptor of reality. And I know that sounds harsh, but sometimes faith gives us language to endurance. It helps us hold on. Faith can create communities. We all have faith in one thing. And so we uplift each other in faith. Sometimes faith genuinely helps people survive, and I'm not denying that because it helps me survive. It helped me survive. But for me right now, I'm starting to feel like faith is a cushion between me and reality, not a bridge, a cushion. Something that's to soften my impact because reality is saying you need money now, you need housing now, you needed this job yesterday, you need your medication, you need stability, you need people or a person with capacity. I need resources, I need access, I need luck, I need health, I need energy, I need all that shit. And faith is saying, hold on, trust this coming. God knows the universe is moving, the stars are aligning. And I want to believe that the pain had a plot, that the years of silence, the years of silently suffering, the mental anguish, the disease, the addiction, the hurt, the lies, the disappointment, the empty rooms, the cold rooms, the rejection. It all had a part in this plot. I want to believe every hard season was preparation. I want to believe that the delays were divine. I want to believe that the losses were redirection. I want to believe that the isolation was protection. And that if I kept believing, it would be a moment where I look back and say, oh, this is why this happened. I was waiting for my moment. But what if I never got it? What if some things were and are just hard? What if people failed me? What if the door was just closed? What if the loss was just a loss? What do I get out of trying to make my pain meaningful? What if I've been trying to make the pain meaningful because meaningless pain is too much to sit with? That's where faith gets complicated for me, because faith can comfort, but belief can delay grief. And I feel like I've delayed my grief. I can keep myself from saying, this is hurt, this was unfair, this did not make me stronger, this did not lead to something better, this was just another thing I survived. And sometimes I don't want to be mature, I don't want to be spiritual mature, I just want to be honest. And this is not to drag church. This is not to say that church is awful and theology is awful and that I'll never do it again. Because I did the same thing with more carnal ways of faith. I did it with astrology. I turned to the stars. I even connected the stars back to God. I looked at Jupiter. I looked at Mars. I looked at it as a promise. Like, okay, finally I can intellectualize it. This is a transit. This is a blessing. It's my homecoming. This is when it's going to soften for me. This is the years of struggle starting to make sense. And I wanted some kind of cosmic confirmation of that I wasn't crazy for still believing my life could be something beautiful, something grand. I wanted the planets to tell me, I wanted them to tell me, this is why it hurt, and this is where it's going to change, and this is where you get to stop suffering. And then I heard, well, during this month and this month, it's going to be lessons, but then the real blessings will come later and the real breakthroughs will come later. I wanted to blow a fucking gasket. Because how many more lessons, how many more character building exercises that I need, how many more karmic cycles, how many more awakenings, how many more dark nights of the soul, how many more times do I need to become a new woman before the fucking old one gets rest? That's what I'm tired of. I'm tired of everything being a fucking lesson. I'm tired. I don't want a lesson. I want result. I don't want a transit. I need rent money. I don't want divine timing. I just want the fucking job to call me back. I don't want to hear that I'm in a season. I want to know when the season ends. And nobody can answer that for me. Not God, not astrology, not tarot, not a therapist, not a friend, not a podcast, not me. Nobody can tell me when I'm going to catch a fucking break. And I guess this is the part that I've been trying to avoid. I think a lot about faith. And at least for me, it became a bargain. Not always consciously, but emotionally. Yeah. If I pray, I'll be protected. If I believe, maybe it won't hurt as bad. If I trust the process, maybe the process won't humiliate me. If I stay grateful, I won't lose as much. If I stay spiritually aligned, then maybe life will stop feeling like a cool fucking punked skit. But that's not peace, that's negotiation. It's me trying to behave correctly and dutifully to avoid suffering and pain. And once I saw it, I could not unsee it. I cannot unsee it. Because the fear underneath was not, do I believe in God? The fear was, what happens to me if I stop performing belief in God? Am I going to be punished? Will I lose everything? Am I going to be abandoned? My life's going to get worse? Am I going to prove everybody right? Is he going to make an example out of me? It's not a relationship with the divine. It's actually an abusive power dynamic. It's giving slave owner, slave. It's giving me a power imbalance in a dynamic that I am actually living in my own imagination. And I'm tired. I'm tired of being scared that honesty will summon punishment. I'm tired of apologizing to this ceiling because I had a human reaction to human suffering. I'm tired of asking invisible forces to help me survive visible fucking problems. I know this may sound wild or off color, but saying I don't care if God is real made me feel alive. And not because I want to be edgy or I want to offend anybody. And not even because I think atheism is like smarter or it makes me smarter than anybody. But because for 1 second I stopped negotiating. I stopped apologizing. I stopped decoding. I stopped trying to protect myself from punishment. I told the truth. And the truth is, I'm tired of looking for meaning in places where I need material. I'm tired of being told to wait on something I can't verify, and I'm tired of being emotionally pacified by explanations that will not and do not alter the conditions I am in. That doesn't mean I'll never believe in God again or be spiritual. That doesn't mean I'll never look to the stars or look at my horoscope. Hell, I'm going to read it in the morning. I'm a complicated fucking person. I'm a Cancerian. Give me a couple of days in the transit. I'll be back. But right now, today, in this moment, the relief came from admitting that I don't fucking know. And I'm done pretending to know. And I guess the most terrifying part is that either my life is going to be okay or it's not. And it sounds bleak saying it out loud. I'm terrified. But also, I have this like strange peace and this grounding because what can I actually control? I can keep applying. I can try and get back on meds. I can save money in this fucking economy. But I can make another move. I can make calls. I can even record this. I can eat. I can sleep. I can wash my ass. I can choose who to text, what not to text. I can choose not to crash out in the middle of public, and I can choose to build something. But can I control whether everything works out? No. Can I control whether people show up? Nope. Can I control whether a prayer's gonna get answered? Nope. Can I control whether Jupiter is gonna bring blessings on my preferred timeline? Hell the fuck no. So maybe this is actually not the kid in me scared, but the 34-year-old woman in terror that I'm gonna make choices without guarantees. And that's it. That's the beautiful, horrible thing. That's the elephant in the room. I choose. It might help. I make another choice. May not. I can plan, and life may or may not cooperate. I can be strategic, and life may laugh right in my fucking face like it is now. I can believe all I want, and it can comfort me. But my belief can usher me right into disappointment. And maybe the point is not to believe that it controls my outcome. Maybe belief reveals what I need in order to keep moving. That's the part I can't skip. What do I need now? That belief is not soothing me in the same way that it did. So I ask myself, what do I need now? If I'm not going to pray my way out of uncertainty, what do I do? And there's a big part of me that says, build, build slowly and quietly, not because it's going to guarantee me success, but building gives me something to do. It gives me action to this inactionable fear, terror I feel. I'll get the job. The bills will get paid somehow. I'll find the right medication I need. I'll stabilize. I'll move to a city that I actually like and where I feel alive. And maybe I'll stop confusing signs with a strategy. I stop confusing hope with a plan, and I stop confusing suffering with my destiny. And maybe I'll just leave room for a little mystery. That's the balance I'm trying to find today. Because I can't take any more fake hope. I can't do any more positivity. I can't do any more meditation. I can't do any of it. And I don't want somebody telling me that every closed door is one of protection for the next. And I don't want somebody telling me that God has a plan when I'm simply trying to figure out how the fuck I'm going to eat. But I also don't want to be cynical that nothing moves me, because that's not freedom. It's a prison with invisible bars. So I don't know. Maybe it's not for me to believe again, but maybe I should stop telling myself about what belief has and has not done for me. And I don't know where this lands me. I don't know if I'm an atheist. I don't know if I'm spiritual. I don't know if I believe in God. I don't know if I believe in the stars beyond what the fuck they are. I don't know. But I do know I'm tired of bargaining. I'm tired of being sick and tired, and I'm tired of being afraid that doubt will punish me. I'm tired of calling disappointment a lesson before I even had the chance to grieve. And I'm damn certain tired of pretending that certainty only exists where it doesn't. Maybe faith was how I survived, not having guarantees, and maybe now I need something else. I do know I need something else. But I'm done begging the sky to make uncertainty less terrifying. For now, I gotta make another choice, and another one, and another one, and another one. Not because I know it's gonna work, but right now, choices are the only thing that I can hold, and it's the only thing that I have. Belief in the unknown is a prelude to what is actually and eventually to be known. And sometimes what becomes known, it's not that God saves you. Sometimes what's known is that you were the one carrying yourself the whole time. And that's what matters.